Hello, algebra students. Today I want to talk to you about linear equations in slope-intercept form. So if you don't know how to find the slope of a line, pause and find the video on how to find the slope of a line first, and then come back to this video. But as a brief overview, you find the slope of a line by comparing any 2 points on that line. Even though a line has infinite points, you can take any 2 points and figure out the slope or the steepness of that line. Your numerator will be the comparison of their y values of those 2 points, and the denominator of the slope will be the comparison of the x values of those 2 points. And if you know the slope, m, and the y-intercept, 0b, b is here. And so the slope-intercept form reveals the slope, m, and the y-intercept, which is 0, b. The b is in this equation. So if you're given the slope and you're given the y-intercept, you can figure out b is -3 in this case. Then you have everything you need to put it into your equation of a line into slope-intercept form. Because the slope was given as 1/5, the y-intercept was given, so we know b is -3. We know y equals mx plus b, so we just plug in the 1/5 for m, the -3 for b, and we have the equation of our line. We could also find the equation of the line if we're given a graph. The first thing we could do is figure out what b is by looking at the graph. By looking at the graph, we can see that 0, 4 is our y-intercept, so b has to be 4. And now we can compare, how do I get from point to point? Well, to get from that point, the y-intercept, to this point right here, I would go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and to the right, 1, 1. Going down is -3, that's my rise, my change in my y values, and to the right 1, that's a +1. On the denominator, that's my change in the x values, comparing these 2 points. And now that I know b and m, I can figure out y equals mx plus b, and so I can plug those numbers in and I have my equation of the line. Now, what about a special case when the line happens to be horizontal? Well, we could still go through the same steps. We can choose any 2 points we like. First of all, we can find the b, the y-intercept is 0, 3, so b has to be 3. And then we can choose this little point over here. Let's choose this point 1 over and 3 up. If we compare those 2 points, there's 0 change in height, and there's just 1, +1 for change in x. And when 0 is in the numerator, that's a legitimate number. That's the number 0. Now, if you want to figure out the equation of this line, you can plug it in just the normal way we would. Y equals mx plus b, and 0 x's, they drop out. You can also see that it kind of makes sense because this is a line that always goes up 3. No matter what x is, I go up 3, up 3, up 3. So no matter where I am, my height is always 3, or y is always 3. What about a vertical line? A vertical line, 1, 2, 3, 4. We see that x is always 4. No matter what y is, I always go to the right 4. No matter what my height, I just go to the right 4. I go to the right 4. So for vertical lines, it's always going to be x equals something, something. And for horizontal lines, it's always going to be y equals something, something. All right, so with that in mind, let's find the equation of a line with slope 0 and y-intercept 4. If the slope is 0, it's a horizontal line. And if it's a horizontal line, that means y always goes up the same height. So y equals -4. How about this situation? What's the equation of this line? With an undefined slope. vertical line, and an x-intercept of 5. The minute you see undefined slope, you know you've got a vertical line. You could draw a little sketch of it. Vertical lines have very undefined slopes. So you could plot that x-intercept point here in red, and if it's vertical, then you could just draw a vertical line and see that no matter what y is, we're always going over 5, over 5, over 5. X is always 5. X equals 5. All right, now what if it's not a special case, vertical or horizontal? But what if you wanted to get it into slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b? Well, in that case, you'd use your inverse operations to get y alone. So we're given this other form, the standard form of a line, and we want to get it into slope-intercept form. So the first thing we can do is subtract 5x from both sides. And then the next thing we can do is divide everything by -4. Remember, a negative divided by a negative is a positive, and a positive divided by a negative is a negative. And now we know that the slope is 5 over 4, and the y-intercept is 0, -4. B is -4. All right, so now you pause the video and try to put this line into y equals mx plus b form, into slope-intercept form. Pause the video and then press play for the solution. First, I will add 3/4 x to both sides, and then I will multiply both sides by 2. And now I can see very clearly that my slope is 3 over 2, and my b value is -2. My y-intercept is 0, -2. And so that is the basics for slope-intercept form of a line. So I will leave you with Pino and Willow, BFFs, and wish you a great day.